What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If I'm live, I'm live. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the channel for another live show where we're gonna talk about Pogba, obviously, because he's the thumbnail. We will talk about what is not happening for us. 2 weeks, not even a week and a half before the season kicks off, and maybe something else that potentially will drop in the next couple of hours, the next hour with Di Marcio speaking, whatever. But going off the day we are having, transfer news wise, I'm gonna bet all my money that there will be not news, no news, any other than we already had this morning. Before I get into it, like the video, do it now, and thanks for that. And let's start off with the main topic, which is Pogba, because if some people were not already done with with him, basically, then then surely they are now, because this is. I'm not gonna say this is unbelievable because I believe it. That's what I've always said when he first joined, and I was like, this, like bringing players back from the past is never a good thing. But looking at his injury record, it's the worst thing you can possibly do. And well, it's 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 worse and worse. Like it's ridiculous at this point, because the report is that he had some updates today, or he had some medical checks at the J Medical, and apparently he's not fit enough until late September, at the start of October, and that's not even like spot on. Like it can be later, much later. The weird thing is he's in training, so I don't know what the issue is, and I've seen people asking journalists what is the issue, and they're all saying the club is not putting it out there, but he had a normal issue, you know, months ago, or like weeks or whatever it is, when it got reported. It wasn't like a bad injury, and that's that's the more scary part, because he had like a standard routine injury, and he's been out for another 2 months now, 2.5 months, maybe three, going 3. So what is it at this point? And the fact that he's actually in training, because I think everybody saw the videos. He's in training. He's training with the team. But what's the injury then? Like no, nobody knows what the real issue is at this moment in time, because what happened last week in May, or whatever was that, at the beginning of May, I think it was. You should recover from that in a few weeks. In a few weeks, let's say a month, whatever. This is ridiculous. This is pointless. I don't hate Pogba, because I've said it when he joined. This is not on him. Like, he is injury prone now. He's not asking for it. Same when I said that about Chiellini. Like, he's not asking to be injury prone, but that's who he is. That's what he is. You know what he is now. He's injury prone, and you need to deal with it. You need to get over with it, I guess. But I'm expecting the club to get over with it as well, in terms of, if that offer is there from the Saudi league. And again, I love Pogba. What he has done for the club, unbelievable. Like talent wise, good moments. It was not unmatched, but like one of the best players I've seen play for the club. With my own eyes. But that's the past. That's not coming back. If he's fit, he's good. He's very good, and he will be the best player on that pitch. But I cannot wait for, I'm gonna be nice here, 15 games in a season. He's not even making that at this moment in time. So if that offer is there for Pogba from the Saudi league, I think the club should kind of push him towards it. It's not working out. It's come on, it's a season and a half now. Or like, let's say it's a season. It will go close to a season and a half soon. It's pointless. Like, it's not gonna work. I think he has a 3-year deal plus an option. Like, it's just not gonna work at this point. Just get it over with. And if that offer is there, tell him to take it. Or please take it, because this is ridiculous. Like, we have a player who, and I'm not blaming him for wages and all those things, because that's on the club. That's not on the player. But we have a player we cannot use, and is holding back a few financial situations for the club. Like we cannot use him, but he's there, and that's crazy. Like it's been a year. Like let's keep it on a year now, and he played nothing. Period. Like I'm not gonna count a few minutes against Sporting or whatever. He played nothing for the club. He had an assist against Sevilla. Was it Sevilla? Yes, for Gatti. Nice. But other than that, like you didn't play for the club ever since you came back, and that's ridiculous. Like if we were PSG or we were any of those teams where we have money in abundance, I would still be sitting here and be like, this is pointless, but I wouldn't be this annoyed with it. And again, I'm not blaming Pogba. It is what it is. Like he is injury prone. And I can sit here and be like, because a lot of people are doing it, saying, oh, Pogba this, Pogba that. Like he's injury prone. He does videos. Yes, like he's gonna like. What do you want him to do? Like he cannot train double as hard. Like it is what it is. That's the situation, and the club should be dealing with it. But they're not dealing it with for some reason, and I don't get why. Um, I don't get why it's not being pushed as much. And with pushed, I mean telling him to leave or like take that money or consider the offer that I don't know, was it El Halil? Yeah, I think it was El Halil, putting in for him. Um, they're not doing that, and I don't get that. I absolutely don't get that. Mark my word, it will end up with a surgery, and he will be ruled out for the rest of the season. I want to say that's ridiculous, but that sounds pretty spot on. Like, that actually sounds pretty spot on. So again, the report said end of September, start of October. That probably means end of October, starts of November. We know what's gonna happen. It's unfortunate. It is for his career, but like for us, we knew what we were getting into, or like the club knew what they were gonna into. Great player, but unfortunately, injuries destroyed him. Yeah, again, nothing against him, but we have a player in the squad we cannot rely on. A bit like Ramsey, it's the same thing, And I never blamed Ramsey for the wages. I've said it many times on the channel. That's the club, whatever. We paid him the money. Hey, you're gonna take the same for Arthur, same for Rugani, same for Alexandro. Name the players. They asked, but the club gave them that money. So I'm not gonna come on and say, um, you need to leave because we need to free up wages, man. If we were in his shoes or any player's shoes, and you're on 6.5, and you have an offer for 3, you're not gonna leave. At certain points in your career, Alexander Rugan, you're just gonna take that money. We don't need to be hypocrites here. I'll take that money as well instead of going to play for Nice, or whatever, Cagliari. Like it is what it is. I will run out my contract and then I will play for those teams. So I'm not gonna blame them for the money, never, because that's not them. Maybe he did consider a Saudi move, but probably failed the medical while he was visiting the facilities. But that's not being reported. I think if he did, it would have been reported. It could be true. Like that could be one of those things. But I think if that actually happened, we would have known by now. We would. I'm pretty sure about that. I'm really sure about that. Do you believe the Tutor sword Turam? I will talk about that in a bit. But yeah, man. Like I saw the news. My first reaction was, okay. And 5 minutes later, I was like, this is ridiculous now. Because we have a player we cannot rely on. We're all excited when he plays, and that's when, like, when he's on the pitch, you can see his talent. Like it's undeniable. It's miles ahead of anyone in this squad, which is also a bad sign because we don't have, like, talent wise, it's hard to compete to Pogba because he's unbelievable. But in the team, we don't have anyone really close to that type of talent, and that's the mess up part. Like if we were back in 2017, 16, and you had Pogba and he was out for a while, we can cope. Like you can cover that easily. That's not the situation. Now we have McKennie running that midfield apparently, So that's a bad sign because going into the new season on Sunday, next week Sunday, as of now, because Fagioli's not 100% fit, that midfield is going to be Locatelli, Fagioli, Robio, and McKennie. A player who we told, or Allegri told him in January, leave. You're not good enough. Go to Leeds. And at Leeds, well, he probably will perform worse than at Juve. But he's gonna play as of now. He's gonna play on Sunday, and I have no explanation as of why. I cannot, not even the club or Allegri can say anything to make that make sense. That's that's what we are now. That's the situation we're in now, um, and it's crazy. Like it's absolutely crazy. I was expecting a bad transfer window, but I was not expecting players like McKennie to be starting the first week of the season because as of now he is going to start. It's ridiculous. Hi to you. Let me get the comment up. It will be very interesting. It will be very interesting to know what kind of money we're talking about to generate. Uh, is like 40 mil, 20 mil, or even who you're talking about? Excuse me. Is it for Pogba? You're talking about the bare minimum to get to make no losses. You know, that's the money we're looking for here. So the bare minimum, just that do not make a loss. But then again, I think they pay like 25 million for Henderson and all those players, so you can probably fleece them as well if you if you do a very decent enough job. Not that we are notorious for doing a decent job in selling players, but if you cannot fleece the Saudi league, then I don't think you're gonna get any value for any player. No, not Pogba. Just overall, what kind of money needs to be generated to fill the books? Okay. I don't know. I'm not gonna. I just know that the situation is bad. The numbers are out there. You know, you can go back to, was it the end of December or the start of January? One of the two. I think the end of December because me and Julian were on doing a World Cup preview game or something. The numbers are bad. You know, things need to drop drastically. You know, the UEFA put a thing on us so that we need. I don't know what the parameters are. If we go by the reports, it needs to be 100 million before the end of the next financial year. How do you generate that? Lukaku, Vlahovic, that can generate, like in the worst case scenario, 22, 25 million euros. So that's what the club is trying to do now. So exact numbers, no idea. I don't know. I absolutely don't know. Indeed, thanks, Marcin. Do like the video. Thanks, everybody, for joining. Please like the video because the season is about to start next week, and we have different type of content coming your way, which is going to be more spread through the week because we don't play European games, so it's going to be looking a bit different on the channel. I expect a 5 out of 10 window, but this is -5. Yeah, I was expecting the same. I was expecting like get players and you probably do not want to play for the club, but you can understand could do a job for a couple of seasons. But this is worse. Like this is absolutely worse than I could have imagined. You know, because players who are thought were leaving are still at the club. Alexandro Rugani, Bonucci is still at the club, by the way. Like he's still at the club. Pellegrini is still here as of now. McKennie is gonna play. He's gonna stay and he's gonna start against Udinese, first game of the season. Like this is worse than, let's say, my last video, match reaction against Udinese. Ironically, I came on and I said I expect a very basic transfer window, but this is really bad, man. This is really bad. So yeah, um, my mic is not low. Like when I listen to my videos, you just need to bump up the sound because it's perfect on my end when I play them on YouTube, whatever. So I don't even know what the debate is, but if it is, I cannot do anything. It's on max. When I put it on YouTube on my phone, because I tested out, it's perfect. So I don't know. Um, go back to the first thing somebody said about Turam. Was it? Let me check. Somebody said, "Do you believe?" Oh yeah. Do you believe the Tuttosport Turam news? That was it. And Jan is saying, "The Turam news make me laugh. How do people even believe you could pay that money?" So, do I believe he is top of the wish list? He's a player we want and follow. Yes, because why wouldn't you? Like, it makes perfect sense. He fits the profile. He's good. He has so much room to improve, and he has salon value. So he fits a profile. But like Jan is saying, we don't have money. We don't have money to buy home, Castagne. Not saying I want those players. We don't have money for them. A few weeks ago, no, let's say last week, we were linked to another Nice player, Todibo, who is available. And Romano tweeted out that, oh, we're in RMC Sport. And then the following day, not even 24 hours later, the news was we're not going to engage in talks because 30 million euros is too much. And now we're potentially in for Turam when we sign Zakaria. Like, we are. If we are selling Zakaria for 70 million euros, 60 million euros, then potentially you can get Turam. Nice want between 40 and 50 million euro. There ends that debate. I saw Republica putting out a news saying that we offered Pellegrini and was it 10, 50 million euros? I didn't even tweet that out because that's embarrassing to put out there. You know, that that's proof that that's not a real journalist for sport news. Like that's the proof in the pudding basically, because they're not going to take Pellegrini and 10 50 million euros to give us Thuram. Like they said no to Liverpool's was it 38 plus bonus. So that's just not gonna happen. You know, do I like him? Yes, obviously. But I did like Todibo, and I like a lot of players who've been linked with. But all summer, you could make it like Amrabat, name the players we've been linked with, where you can just say from the get go, fun to read, not gonna happen. You know, you just know. But I believe we're interested, but you know, that's it. Thanks, Cross. Let me see. So far, we have moved on only Arthur and Kulusevski. I didn't expect much from this Mercato, but damn, this is bad. Yeah, and even Kulusevski, we handed out a discount. So I saw that. Remember that tweet? And if anybody knows which journalist tweeted that out, and it was, let's say, almost 2 months ago, a month and a half, they tweeted out, that journalist tweeted out saying, what a fantastic work already has been done. You sold Kulusevski, you brought back Rabiot, and you brought back Milik, something like that. And I came on, I was like, what in the world of PR spin is this? Like, that's not fantastic job. Like that was the bare minimum basically, and you didn't even need to bring Rabiot back. You could have signed somebody else, and if you're gonna play 3-5-2, even Milik was not needed. If you're being completely honest here, like that's too much already. So I actually want to know which journalist that was. So I want to ask him, how do you rate what we have done by now? You know, because up to this point, he's right. We did nothing. Like we loaned out Arthur, which I said was gonna happen because nobody's gonna take on that fee, that wage, and it is what it is. You know, I'm not even mad on that. You know, about that for the club. You know, I'm not gonna hold the club accountable to not being able to sell Arthur, because we need to be honest as well. We think Arthur is useless, or a lot of players. What do you think other teams view him like? You know, we need to keep it real. So other than that, you're right. We did absolutely nothing. We did absolutely nothing this far. And again, I was not expecting 10 signings or whatever, but outgoing is my biggest issue. Whatever money we will get from selling Pogba, it's better than keeping him. I kind of agree with now. We're family, back each other up. I think we should help and support him in his most difficult times. I don't put hate on Pogba or like tweet out weird stuff and whatever, but like he's not playing. You know, if you want to help, then you need to leave. You help us financially, and you're kind of helping yourself as well. There's no pressure in the Saudi league. You get paid. If you're injured, you're injured. We have the upper hand of being appointed. We have the upper hand of being acquainted to his father. Excuse me. Fans shouldn't expect any major incoming transfer except for a late window loan with option. I feel we end up selling Dusan Zakaria the winter and one of Sule and Ealing to plug the depth. I agree. If anyone watched my daily yesterday, I said I don't expect anything incoming besides Lukaku. You know what's insane, but also believable? Us giving Tottenham a discount for Kulu, them signing from the Van guy a few weeks later for 50 mil. Now that's some real bad. Yeah, I never heard about that player. I'm not. I'm gonna be completely honest, and I can be very ignorant. I don't know who Van der Ven is, and they signed him for 50 million euros, but we handed out a discount on Kulusevski, who I think ever since he joined, I think he's reaching like pushing 20 goals and 20 assists, and we handed out a discount. You know, and that journalist was suggesting that was a good move because hey, Kulusevski was and he needed to sign a new contract with Tottenham, so we needed to give him a discount. That's Tottenham's problem. That's not our problem. We agreed that deal 2 years ago. They knew in which situation they were coming. Which situation they were entering. That's their problem, not ours. But if you say certain things, you will get attacked. By the way, it's because our players are severely unwanted in sport. Yeah, I agree. I believe Pogba is making a comeback. I don't think it's to football, by the way. If it's true Allegri prefers Lukaku than Vlahovic, what's wrong with the man? It's very true. I don't think you need to put that in question. like, um, I don't think you need to put that in question. Like that news can come from the Repubblica, and I will still take that to the bank. You know, it's I believe it's that true. So yeah. Um, Other than that, nothing happened. like again, nothing happened. It's Wednesday. Season kicks off in a month and a half. A month and a half. I wish a week and a half, and we still have a lot of players that shouldn't be at the club, and the club is trying to offload still be at the club. Now, apparently tomorrow we'll finally have that meeting with Sanitana, which I don't like. They have a lot of defenders, they have a lot of midfielders, and we're gonna hand them Miretti and the Gonzalez kid, who, by the way, signed a 3-year deal, which is also strange. That's a very short-term deal, and 1 year he will be loaned out. So, not sure what that's about. Um, I'm not sure about sending out Miretti um, to Sanitana. Alfredo Petula said that Mons are also interested. That could be an option. But maybe tomorrow we will know about, you know, Gonzalez, Miretti, Nicolucci all leaving on loan. Maybe the winter deal can finally be done. Hopefully it's Nice. Like I want a buyback option, but we're selling to Genoa with no option to buy him back. Then at that point, sell him to Nice because they're gonna offer more, and then again just gonna put up the cash on the table, unlike Genoa. So let's see how that will go as well. I saw the Kostic news. Besides the depressing Mercato, how are you? I'm fine. I'm always good. Besides post game, you know, and then I need an hour to vent, and then I'm back. But I'm fine. Thanks for asking. Kostic could leave, made me laugh, because of course he could if everyone is for sale. That's one. Yes, I don't think Kostic is gonna leave this late in the window. Is there a rumor that there's an offer on the table for him? Did I miss anything? Like did I even miss the worst source on planet Earth, like a Tancredi Palmieri or whatever? You know, did I miss one of those sources? Sport Media said, who suggested that Kostic has an offer on the table, because I've not seen anything for 3 months now on Kostic having an offer on the table or clubs looking at him, and now out of the blue he's leaving. You know, 22 days before the end of the transfer window, basically. I find that very hard to believe. I do. You know, I saw the Juntali came in and said, you know, if we're gonna sell somebody, it needs to be Kostic and not Junior. Fine, but I find that very hard to believe. I do, especially when we're playing a 3-5-2. I do. So apparently the news is we want to push out Kostic and sign Augusto van Monza. But like, who's gonna buy Kostic? Again, let me know in the chat unless I missed that type of news. I didn't tweet out anything or read anything on Kostic the entire summer, so I don't even know where that's coming from. I know it's from Giovanni Albanese, but I don't know where that news is coming from. Basically, that those links. We don't put buyback clause for the winter, but we did for Ake. Yeah, that's what I said in my daily yesterday. I don't get the Ake buyback. Like he's not a good player. Like he's just an okay player for Udinese, I guess, but I don't get it. Like, I absolutely don't get it. So unless you want to do some dodgy thing, and if he actually does well at Udinese, you buy him back and you flip him, to a bigger competition, something like that. But I don't think that's gonna happen. You know, um, unless I missed something on Ake. But even at Marseille, he didn't do well. So I don't think that's gonna happen. That's why I'm saying, like, if we are selling the winter to Genoa, and we're not putting in an option to buy him back, then push him to Nice and let Nice pay the money up front instead of going to Genoa. And if they stay in the league, they will buy him. If not, he's back. And if he has had a terrible season, injury, and I'm not wishing him injuries, um, he's back and you're stuck in a situation you don't want to be in. So put that option, tell Genoa a buyback option and an obligation to buy. If not, tell him Nice is a destination for you, buddy. Are there any free players on the market? Hatem Ben Arfa. I think he's always been free, no? Like it feels like he's always been a free agent at this point. Where does he play? Didn't he play in the Mexican league? No, I thought it, or was that somebody else? Um, but yeah. Also like the video, people. Do it now. Only 25 likes. That's not good enough. Should be at least 35 before I wrap it up. But yeah, we're not even looking at free agents. That's the Stovin. Yeah, Tovin. That's right. It's it's even strange for a club like Juve that we're not being linked with free agents. Like we are being linked with players who could be a free agent next season, um, but not with free agents now, which is weird in the situation we are. But that's a good question. Which free agents are out there? And off the top of my mind, I cannot come up with any player. I can't. Um, Not saying that we need to sign free agents, by the way, because usually you're overpaid for free agent. Roberto Pereira from Udinese is free low. Yeah. Didn't he sign back? I thought he signed for Torino. Didn't he sign for Torino? Did that not happen? I thought Pereira was going to Torino. Or did that not happen? I thought he was having a medical. I saw Di Marzio talking about it like weeks back. I love we bring him Marco Reus. Yeah, he will be a good link up for Pogba at J Medical. Please, no more free agent. We're still suffering from that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying get free agents because usually you're gonna overpay for free agent. Like, we overpaid for every single free agent, basically. You know, if you want to include Pogba and Pirlo, like Pirlo, obviously not. Pogba wasn't technically 100% a free agent, but let's say he was. You didn't overpay, but other than that, free agents are a big risk, in my opinion, especially with our situation. You know, you can get into a Rabiot situation. Rabiot is a free agent. We signed Rabiot this season on a free. I actually want to know how much we paid Rabiot as a signing bonus because there was a signing bonus. Like he was not going to stay for 1 year just because he likes Allegri. It's more to it. So I'm interested to see who's going to leak that first. Adamo Traore is free. He is. He's also not good. We need a winger. He's not a winger. I don't know what he is. Like he's a track star with no output, and that's it. He can cross it and bully players physically, but other than that, he's just bad. He's an average player, and I'm being nice. But yeah, I was actually hoping Di Marzio has some kind of update, but he has absolutely nothing. Like, yeah, he has nothing to tell us. It's bad. You know, even the Pogba, even the Vlahovic Lukaku thing is becoming sad now. Not because we are doing this deal, but because it's moving towards the back end of the transfer window, and like Lukaku has not even been training for 2 months now, like good physical training with a team, and you're bringing him in at the start of the season, like besides me not wanting Lukaku, him coming in after the Udinese game, not being match fit, needing to get into that team, and us needing to play with Kina Milik, just man, it won't get sadder than this. Like this, this is bad. Like who would have thought 9 years ago or 10 years ago? Um, Let me see. Like the video. Also, again, I will bring it up. If you want to become a member, you can do that. You can scan the Discord link or this. You can scan this. No, you cannot scan this. You can scan nothing. The link for that is in the description. I'm all over the place. Because if you want to participate in the prediction league, you can already put in your predictions for the Udinese game, the Serie A prediction, and the Juve preseason prediction. That can be done until the 15th of September, and you can win. You can win some cool stuff. A lot of people have. Jockey Bro, who's always in the chat, won the jersey this season, so you can participate. Link for that in the description. If you join, text me on Discord, and I will add you in the section for the members. A lot of people are joining, but do reach out so I can add you and you can participate and win stuff. Come on and win some giveaways also during the season. Um, yeah, I think I've talked about everything that happened today. Cannot believe I filled a half an hour with absolutely nothing. But thanks everyone for watching. Um, I'm just gonna end it like I've always do. Hopefully something happens tomorrow. Something, even if it's bad or good news, we're waiting on it. We know it's gonna happen. It's just if it's gonna happen actually post Udinese, it just get worse. Like it gets worse. Can't wait for the Pjanic links at the end of the Mercato to close it off. Yeah, and throw Berardi in there as a late option, and the cycle is complete at that point. But I'm gonna wrap it up because I've talked about everything that did not happen today. Thanks everyone for watching. Like the video. Go watch my daily. I'll be back live tomorrow. Julian will potentially be live Thursday. Justin will do the next two dailies, and I won't be back Friday and Saturday because Saturday we play Atalanta. I think it's 12th Saturday. Is it 12th? The Saturday we play Atalanta in Cesena. I will probably do a watch along for that one because that's our last preseason game before the season actually kicks off. So join me for that as well. And yeah, have a good evening or day, depending on where you're watching. Thanks for watching.